Okay, this is the first in a new series of brief weekly tech tutorials. We're going to call it 5-Minute Tech. The idea is to show a few tips and tricks about personal technology in 5 minutes or less. So this week we're going to kick this series off and talk about how you clear your web browser history. There's a keyboard shortcut that will do that for you with 3 of the 4 major web browsers, those being Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, and Internet Explorer. Safari, which is Apple's web browser, is a little different, but we'll talk about that when we get there. And the first thing we're going to do is go to Google Chrome and open that. So here's our Google Chrome page, and we've got it set to the Google page. So to clear the browsing history, there's 3 keys on your keyboard: Control, Shift, and Delete. And I'm going to tilt the camera a little bit so that you can see them. Try not to be too jarry here. We got Control and Shift right there, the bottom left-hand corner. And then if you go up towards the right top-hand corner of your screen, there's Delete. So those are the 3 keys that you're going to press down at the same time. And with Chrome, you get this clear browsing history window that looks like this. And you can obliterate the following items from, I've got it set to the beginning of time, but you could do the past hour, the past day, the past week, or the past 4 weeks. We're going to choose to do just the past hour this time. Since I use Google Chrome a lot for my web browser, it will take a while if we do from the beginning of time. So you just click Clear Browsing History. And then when it's done, you get a page that looks like this, and you can go back to your home page or go to any other page you want, and it will clear your browsing history from Chrome. So that's web browser 1. Web browser 2 is Mozilla Firefox. And we wait for the page to come up again. I have the home page here set to the Google page, and if I press down and Control, Shift, and Delete on the keyboard, I have a Clear All History box, which looks a little different from the one that we saw with Google Chrome, but nevertheless it still works. So if we click Clear Now, that will clear the browsing history with this web browser. So I'm now going to close that and bring up web browser 3, which is Internet Explorer. And again, I've got the home page here, the Google home page. So Control, Shift, and Delete are the keys again. And with Internet Explorer, you get a box that says Delete Browsing History. And it looks a little different again, although it's the same kind of stuff. So you just click on Delete, and it will delete the browsing history. And then it's done, so your browsing history is deleted. And with Safari, and this is the desktop version of Safari. This is not the version you would have on an iPad. That's a little bit different. iPad or iPhone versions of Safari are a little different. There's not a keyboard shortcut to clear the browsing history with Safari, so you have to go up towards the top right-hand corner of the screen. There's this little gear wheel, looks kind of like a clock wheel, so you click the down arrow right next to it, and you go down to Reset Safari, and left-click on that. And then here is your clear browsing history box. This one says, "Are you sure you want to reset Safari?" And we're going to reset, and it will clear the browsing history. So then that is done, and that is, in a nutshell, how you clear the browsing history from the 4 major web browsers. And we'll be back next week with another 5-minute tech or less. Thank you for watching.